Man, I gotta clean my apartment and stuff as well. It's good I'm back in normal time so I can move stuff around and not
Dude,
annoy a lot of other people.
I gotta get this stupid Curry jersey. Like, nah, my
All good, all good.
I need to put my Jokic one on that wall.
All right,
I feel like
welcome back, everybody, to another episode. Do you want to do it now?
no, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it.
Welcome back, everyone. Another episode of the Sideline. My name is Richioza,
My name's Asher Hire.
and our Denver Broncos, winners of 8 in a row. Believe that is the longest since 2012 when they won 11 in a row. They were 2-3, and they ended 13-3. If the Broncos finish 15-2 this year, they run the table. That'll be pretty nuts. Um, which is not out of the realm of possibility. I'm sure we'll
Right.
talk about it later, but so I don't think I could have possibly imagined feeling this good about the team heading into the bye when the year started, especially the way the year started. For the first 3 games, you tell me that this team is sitting at 9-2 after the schedule that they had. I would have taken it 100 times out of 100. I don't think there's no when you try and put it in, like, yeah, there's issues with the team, but when you try and put it into perspective, it's just there's no way you can feel bad about where the team is at right now.
I mean, not at all. Like, there's been gripes, obviously, that the whole fan base has had with how the offense is playing, how the special teams was playing for most of the year. But honestly, how Bo Nix was playing recently, coming off of the Texans and that Raiders game. I mean, those, it was understandable to not be feeling great coming into this Chiefs game. But man, this team, honestly, since Mahomes' first couple of seasons in the league, they've done a good job against this Chiefs team. I know they've lost over the years, but those games with Drew Lock were close. Like Melvin Gordon, if he doesn't fumble at the goal line, probably win that game. And then there was a game at Kansas City Drew Lock made close for most of it. Not Drew Lock. The defense made close for most of it. Drew Lock lost us the game. But man, yeah, you're exactly right. Like, the team's undeniable that they just are. Like, we can doubt, but man, when the defense needs a play, it steps up, and
yeah,
the defense has improved throughout the course of this year for sure. The aggressiveness has toned down a little bit, and Vance Joseph is just completely in his bag right now. Like, he knows when to call blitzes, when to drop back, which early on in the season, I would say the Eagles game was the last of it, where it was like, why are we blitzing so many people and just leaving these good receivers one-on-one? And he's toned that down, and proof in this Chiefs game, they only blitzed 4 times in the first half, but then made an adjustment, obviously at halftime, and ended up blitzing Mahomes 10 times, and that's when McMillan got to him on both of his blitzes, and then there were 10 Broncos that recorded a pressure. So, you give them different looks throughout each half, confuse them a little bit. We know what the Chiefs like to do, which is just throw those short passes into the open zones, and we were playing a lot of man coverage to deny that. So I think the coaching, especially on the defensive side of the ball and special teams recently, has been amazing.
Yeah. It's no wonder why Vance Joseph, I mean, the last couple of weeks, you're starting to see the head coaching buzz start to pick up again for him. I mean, it happens every time. Every year when there's a really good coordinator on a really good team, that coordinator is automatically going to get buzzed. It happens every single year. When the Eagles went to the Super Bowl the first time, immediately Steichen and Gannon got scooped up. But Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn with the Lions last year scooped up immediately. Like, it happens. It's the way it is. But it makes sense. I mean, Vance is, as a football mind, I mean, he's proven this dude knows so much about how to run a defense. And yeah, this Broncos defense, man, I mean, they know exactly what to do. And I want to say this game, despite how banged up they were. No Sertan, no Singleton, we find out has cancer and is fine and is probably going to play immediately after the bye. But no, your two leaders on defense are out, and I thought that was the best man coverage that they have played potentially all year, but most definitely since Sertan went out against Dallas. They
Yeah.
were excellent. There were so many plays. I remember at least two or three, especially in the second half. Kansas City was just playing quick, quick, quick in the second half. They were trying to just get these short passes and trying to get their guys in space or trying to just pick up quick, easy first downs and chunks of yards. There were at least two or three times in the second half where they were doing that on third down, and there was nothing. Mahomes was getting the snaps, looking, going through all the reads, and there's nothing. And that's what happened on the McMillan sack, his second one. I believe Q Robinson got to him on one of them like that as well, where they're trying to go quick on third down just to get something like a 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4, and they can't get it because the man coverage is so good and not sending that much extra pressure, maybe one or two guys, and it's just holding up so well on the back end. So I'm very very impressed. I mean, this defense, even last year, like we knew how good they were, but situationally they would just mess up in the biggest
Right.
in the biggest moments. I mean, Denver was 9-5, and then they lose three in a row to go 9-8, and you're thinking, geez, like what now? It's because largely in part because the defense situationally could not hold up against not San Diego, LA and Cincinnati. Now, legitimately, ever since the Chargers game, which technically is on them because they couldn't hold the Chargers from getting a field goal, but they only allowed what, like 20 points, 23 points. Like it shouldn't have been on them.
Yeah.
They have just been nailed. They have not allowed a team to get in position to do anything of significance late in games. And I think it's all Vance. I mean, the schemes that they draw up, he's not nearly as aggressive. He knows when to turn it on. They've been so freaking good. Even when Nick Benito has not been elite, like the last few weeks, he's kind of slowed down, very similar to how last year was, but he's still been good. But other guys are starting to step up. Dondre Tillman, Q Robinson, the interior guys getting Malcolm Roach back has been huge. John Franklin Myers, Zach Allen's kept it up. Like it's just been so awesome to see the team rally around it rather than fold like they did last year.
Did you watch Vance Joseph's interview with Peter Schrager today?
I didn't. I saw that he spoke about Barron, but I don't know. I didn't see. A
Yeah,
I want.
he
I want
did.
to watch it later.
Dude, it was really insightful. Like Vance, I feel like gave a lot out that's like valuable, not for teams, but like for fans to hear. But just like when he was like with Vic Fangio and he learned a lot about like Vic obviously plays a way different style of defense where it's more shell coverages and less blitzing aggressiveness, and Vance Joseph just wants to attack. But I feel like the blend he kind of talked about like knowing both and like the blend of knowing when to blitz and then when to also drop back has been key. And yeah, he did talk about Barron. He basically was just saying that like it's rare really for a rookie cornerback, unless you're Patrick Surtain or Quinyon Mitchell or Christian Gonzalez, like one of the best in the NFL, to start at corner like in your rookie season and be good, like, and be playable on a good defense. It's not like we're, the Cowboys or something that are forced to play rookies. So, and he's really coming along. I was kind of a hater of the pick, just watching the offense, put up barely over 20 points, if that, in most weeks, and knowing that, there's offensive guys available in the first round, and we go for a 5'10" corner that isn't, extremely athletic or super fast, a nickelback. But he has proved me wrong, man. I mean, he's really stepped up with Surtain out. They obviously don't play the same position, but he'll get more snaps out there just naturally. And I know Travis Kelce had a good stat line, but especially in the first half, Barron was blanketing him the whole time, and then he had that pick six, which got called back. And I mean, a lot of corners could have made that play, but just to be there in the right spot. I mean, that like him and McMillan have just been so key. And then the other point I wanted to make compared to last year, I think this defense is smarter, like just has a higher IQ. I think
Yeah.
the addition of Talanoa Hufanga, Dre Greenlaw, guys, it's still a young defense. Guys just growing. I genuinely think that it's a very smart, aggressive style that these guys play, and they know that every aggressive play call is intentional and has an area that covers up. They know the weak spots of that of an aggressive defense, and I think that's a huge shout out to Hufanga, who is always in the right position, man.
Yeah. I think Hufanga is I'm even just thinking around the NFL, like I don't know if there's been a guy who's made a bigger impact from a free agency or a trade. Like he has single-handedly like PJ Locke is not a bad player. Like Denver's defense was elite last season with PJ Locke on the back end. And if you guys remember in I believe it was the Baltimore game when PJ Locke was injured, I think he had a concussion, and Devin Key came in, you really saw the difference because that game sucked and Devin Key was
Yeah.
not very good. Devin Key's been great on special teams this year, and some guys are just that they're not coverage guys or run stopping guys. But Hufanga has come in and he's so smart. Like he's incredibly smart. He knows how to win. He's in the right spots all the time. The missed tackle on Kelsey, like in the moment you're mad at it because it leads to a touchdown, but you're thinking that's the only play this guy has missed in 11 games. It's the only thing he's done wrong, which is just insane. And he's just been incredible. He's so smart. He knows exactly what's coming at all times. And just having a guy like that to just flat, there's like obviously from a mental standpoint and from a leadership standpoint, it's great. But also from a football standpoint, skill wise, he has changed the way that Denver can play so often because he's good one on one coverage. He's played. I remember in the Jets game. I mean, he's one on one with I think it's Garrett Wilson on the outside, and he saves the game. He breaks up a pass that would have given them a first down and put him in field goal range on third down.
Yeah.
And he breaks it up one on one with one of the best receivers in the league, and he's forced fumbles. If he could just catch, he would have an argument to be one of the best defensive players in the NFL. But he has changed the way that Denver has played this year, and having that's a second safety position locked up, it's made Denver the best secondary in the league, and that's why they're so good. He's so awesome, and he just does everything right. Even at like 6 tackles, 3 solo, he had a multiple pass defense, one on one in coverage against Kelsey. He was good, and yeah, even to your point about Barron as well. At the time of the pick, and I say this all the time, Denver was gonna pick Emeka Ibuka. Like that was 1 billion% the pick. Tampa Bay, I think, surprised everybody by taking him, considering you have Chris Godwin and you have you drafted a receiver last year in Jalen McMillan, have Mike Evans. Like you don't need another offensive weapon. And so I think it caught everyone off guard, and I think Denver was a little caught off guard too. So it was like, we just have to take best available. There's no time to trade back at this point. We weren't thinking about it. But he's been good, man. Ever since he started to get legit playing time in the slot, he's essentially been a tight end eraser. Like,
Right.
I mean, this was the first game that I can remember Denver having a bad game against a tight end. And it's against Mahomes and Kelsey, so it's not even like you have to just be like, that's just what they do. It's a big game. Those guys are going to show up. And I don't remember Barron giving up like a big play in coverage against Kelsey. I think maybe in the first half there was one, but he broke up a pass on third down against Kelsey in the second half as well. Most of the plays were one-on-one with Greenlaw, which I guess is a concern. But I'm never going to get mad at Travis Kelsey for getting open. Like that's just not that's not a viable stance to take. But yeah, this defense is they're just so good. Like I had my doubts about them after 3 weeks, but there's nothing that you can look at them and be like, well, I don't know. And they've been doing this the last 3 weeks against good offenses without Patrick Surtain. I mean, that's just unbelievable. I still can't wrap my head around that.
Yeah, for real. I mean, when he gets back, I mean, that'll be huge. Hopefully he is back for the Sunday night game against Washington, which I like. Is Jaden Daniels like out for the season or like what? I don't know. I don't really know.
He wasn't, but I don't know. I mean, in 2 weeks, maybe he'll be back. I feel like you should just hold him up. They're what, 3-8 or something?
Yeah.
Right? Like,
yeah.
What's the point of even bringing him back at this point?
Mariota's honestly not been bad. But this Commanders game might, if Knicks was looking like how he looked against the Chiefs, this might finally be like the blowout that we're looking for, I think. Because, like everything right now, I feel like is peaking, getting better, and everything's like culminating at the same time. And hopefully that happens again right before the playoffs. But the defense, like I think it just at its best right now, is very good. With like, and then Sertan is going to come back. The offense is getting looked better against the Chiefs. I don't know if I can fully say that it's getting better based off of one game, considering that Raiders performance. But Nick's looked like he just looks so comfortable in that game. Dude, my computer keeps going black on me weirdly. And then it like pops back up and my face like gets all white. He looks so calm. His feet finally, like for the first time, I feel like this year, like throughout a whole game, his feet were good because he would have obviously the fourth quarter, everybody knows about that. But like early in the season, he had that good, I think, first quarter against the Colts or the second quarter, super early in the game, that really nice pass to Mims. And then the Chargers game, it was kind of the same thing. And then he's had all these fourth quarters, but like him being able to finally put a full game together of sound footwork and identifying where the blitz is and getting it out quick to the hot read, like he's looking like hopefully he'll start peaking here at the end of the season. And then the special teams is finally like good, hopefully, for the rest of the season. Getting Mims back is huge. Will Lutz, I feel like hasn't missed in a long time. And the punter has been playing better. And the coverage units have looked better. And then obviously we blocked a kick against the Chiefs too. I think that was our first block kick of the season. So everything's looking up right now for Denver. You hope the bye week, I guess, doesn't kill momentum, but I don't think it will.
I don't think it will. I think the bye week, honestly, I wish it would have came after the Raiders game, just for health reasons, so everyone can kind of stay healthy earlier or get healthy earlier. But it's coming at a great time. Everyone's banged up at this point in the year. I don't think it's the latest you can get a bye week, but it feels pretty late.
I know that I saw the Patriots have a bye week in week 14, I think.
That's ridiculous. That's insanely late to have a bye week. But Denver's getting it at a solid time. I mean, week 12 is good. It's good enough. But we didn't even talk about we talked about the defense. But yeah, Bo looked. That was the best game of the season. That might have been the best game of his career. I know statistically it's that Falcons game from last year, but I mean, he looked so good in this game, and like you meant, like comfortable, quick reads, knowing exactly what was coming. Maybe it was the longer week, the extra couple days of scouting, extra couple days of film, and knowing how Kansas City is going to attack you. Maybe that's part of it, but I just think he just looked so good. His feet. And there was a play it was in the first half or in the third quarter on the touchdown drive where, I mean, he's going through all of his progressions and he's trusting the pocket. I thought against the Raiders, he bailed so quickly, way too often. And because of that, he's missing plays down the field when there's openings. Even if he completes a pass, you're bailing and you're only getting 2-3 yards. But if you just stay there, maybe you take the hit, but you probably won't. And you throw down the field, it's going to be there. And your accuracy is good enough to get it there.
He had that early pass to Pat Bryant over the middle of the field when pressure was on him. His feet were off, but he hung in the pocket, which, as you said, has been rare. Like, and it was weird and it was concerning to me because of how good the O-line is. There's absolutely no reason why he should feel like he should like be panicking behind this line. I mean, he does a tremendous job at avoiding sacks for sure, which does make the line like look better than it actually is, but it still is a super good line. And there's a lot of clean pockets throughout the game where Knicks would like, I mean, I don't know what he would sense, just an ounce of, just a tiny like little flash that he would see of a defender getting away from a lineman, even just by a tiny little bit. And he would be sprinting out the pocket. And it's so hard because it limits the field to just like 1/3 of the field basically that he's trying to throw it to. So him being able to stand in the pocket is massive, and it was really all on him throughout the game. There was no running game whatsoever.
No, yeah, the game was on his arm, which we kind of expected. I mean, now
Yeah,
that Dobbins, we haven't even talked about that either. I mean,
right,
Dobbins
dude.
being out for
There,
the year is
yeah.
huge.
Jaleel had one run where I could not believe he only got like 4 yards. There was this like he was running
I
to
think
the
that's what you're
left,
talking about.
and then he could have just cut just a tiny bit to the right and been off for like 30 yards. I feel like there's nobody there, and he
Yeah.
just like didn't and just like let the defensive lineman who's attached to a block just turn and grab him. I'm like, if that was J.K. Dobbins, oh my god, dude, that might have been a touchdown for real.
Yeah, it really, really sucks. There's other issues with that too, considering the fact they got a hip drop tackle, which the league has hated for years, and no penalty, no fine, nothing. And
Have you ever
Dobbins is
seen a
out for the
penalty
season because
called
of
on
it.
that? I don't think I have.
No, literally never. Literally never. I guarantee it's gonna get called on the Broncos at some point this year because
Yeah,
the way the
in the
officials
playoffs.
and penalties have been for them this season. But I mean, Jaleel also. I don't know why Tyler Bidet has been getting these reps when Jaleel should
He
be
did
in
look.
there. I mean,
He did look. Yeah, he looked
he
better.
looked good. I know he only had 6 carries for 19 yards. He only had a long of 5, but you could just tell like when he was running, the pace was different, the way it was running was different, and he looked great. I know it's only like a second or third game up, but I mean he should obviously with Dobbins out, he's going to be up every game now. But he should have been up every game. He's been incredible. But yeah, man, Bo is just. I hope you can build on this performance and just understand and trust the pocket. I mean, I saw it. I don't know if it was after Monday night or before Monday night. Denver leads the league in drops now. They have some of the most EPA lost because of drops. So the fact that they weren't willing to pull the trigger for Jalen Waddle does sting, and I do think it's going to bite them here at the end of the stretch or stretch end of the season or in the postseason.
I am
Because just having a
scared.
sure-handed
I
guy
am
like that and
scared
having
about
someone who can just
Justin.
take the top off is just going to be huge. But
Oh my god.
uh,
I'm so excited for because they know exactly what they need for next year. I'm so excited when they have a good receiver next year, because that's the other thing with Knicks is like he's dealing with basically like a it's the worst. I try to maybe like a Cleveland Browns like esque like supporting cast around him. Like honestly, especially with Dobbins being out. But even with Dobbins, it's like you can think of so many other teams, maybe 20 other teams that have a better like just weaponry around the quarterback. Where you know they're like Sutton just hasn't been as good this season. I feel like it's been such a long time since we've seen a contested catch deep ball from Sutton.
yeah.
Like I feel like the Texans one against Stingley was the last one.
I also do think like he's getting double covered every single time. Like
Yeah.
they are
Dude,
shading him
that
very,
was the
very
thing
heavy.
about the Chiefs is like the whole game. They're just, we're going to play man coverage basically. And Pat Bryant does an excellent job against man coverage, and he was separating. But, that last play to Troy Franklin for 32 yards to get us into field goal range, was anybody open? No, like Franklin wasn't
No.
even open. Nobody was
Yeah,
open on that play. And it was like that for a lot of the game because you can just man up these receivers and nobody's going to beat you over the top. You know, and Sutton is, he's good, but as you said, you can just double him, and then there's Pat Bryant, and then that's it.
yeah. Like
Evan Ingram.
I think Troy Franklin's development is like, he's worlds better than where he was at last year. Last year he was just kind of take the top off the defense guy. This year he has expanded the route tree. His hands have gotten way better. They still suck, but they're just way better than last year, which is saying something. But I think they have to use him in what they're using now as kind of like the X in a out of necessity because they don't have anyone else who they can use in that position. I think Pat Bryant could be that guy next year as a guy who you can use down the field and who can get open down the field on these longer developing routes. But I think Troy Franklin at his best should be someone you use in space a little bit more because he is
Right.
fast and he can get open very, very quickly. And I just don't think he's used best when you have to make him use his hands in more difficult situations, which sucks because that's his job and he should be good at it. But also, I saw that he's still only 22, which is crazy young for a receiver who had a pretty decorated college career. To only be 21, 22 years old is pretty nuts. So he has a ton of room and a ton of time to grow. But for where Denver is at right now, they need him to be way better because he is consistently over the last few games been the most targeted guy on this team. And it's because he's getting open, but he drops a lot of passes. Bo overthrows him on a lot of deep balls. He did it again. I think his one actual like bad throw was an overthrow to him. I think it was either in the second
Yeah.
quarter where he overthrew him on a touchdown. If he just puts it on him, he put way too much air on it, and instead of putting it on him, it would have been a touchdown. But yeah, I mean, I think next year they know exactly what they need, but they also could hope for just internal development because Pat Bryant has taken a leap over the last 4 or 5 games, and he's looked really, really solid. But they
I guess
need to get another receiver.
we'll find out because that's what they did at the trade deadline.
Yeah,
They believed in themselves and they'll learn. We'll learn. I think at the end of the season we'll know the answer to that question. So yeah, we'll see. But luckily, like receiver isn't super hard to like get.
no, no, it's not. And this is a good receiver class. I mean, depending on
Yeah,
how Denver does, there's going to be a couple guys who they can take at that position. If they're too good, then they might have to trade up. But I feel like if you're going to trade up, you might as well go trade for a legit established guy. Go make another one at Waddle or something. Or if, depending on how the Eagles season ends, go get AJ Brown. Maybe. Who knows?
I
Throw
mean,
enough at them.
I just feel like that would completely change the team, dude. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, man, it would just make things so much easier for Knicks. I think to be in Sean Payton's offense, like you have to be a very good receiver because it's such an extensive. There's so many plays, and honestly, it's like basic wide receiver route plays where it's like he's not really scheming guys open. I guess it's more just like, oh, here's a basic play with a basic route. You just have to do it and do it well, and it'll get converted if you do it well. So like you're right, like the route tree is just you have to be a very good receiver to get open with that route tree pretty much.
Yeah.
It is weird, like why don't we have Troy Franklin really ever just like running sprinting like a crossing route across the field where he can get some rack yardage? Yeah. I don't understand that. Or Mims, like that's what I think Knicks is just under a lot of pressure to do well, and it's hard to do well in a Sean Payton offense, even though the windows are there and that there will be things available. I think it is just like really hard to get everything right. And so I like Knicks just has a lot on him to make this offense go.
Yeah. And as a young quarterback, like in a Sean Payton offense, you need a legit reliable guy. But as a young quarterback, you need a legit reliable guy. Cortland is that, I think, but even then, he still has his issues with drops now. Because I think every single Broncos receiver just catches with the it's just this is all how they catch. When you watch Troy Franklin try and catch with his hands like a pass, he looks so uncomfortable. It's it's ridiculous.
I know.
And I just don't get Cortland short arms everything when it's close. Like it's ridiculous. I don't know why all of them catch like that.
Did you see the picture of how close he was to dropping like
yeah. Is that 3rd and 8 ball, right?
Yeah. It was like, oh my, barely coming out.
The ball was like falling. It was like here and it's falling out of the bottom.
Yeah.
I don't know what again, Troy Franklin has improved dramatically. He's taken the steps that Denver has needed him to take. And more. I didn't expect him to look this good and be this big of a part of the offense this quickly.
That's what I didn't expect.
4th round pick, like you'll take it. But he can be so much better if you just he's dropped so many passes this year where he just have to catch. You have to make those plays. And if that's something that's not going to get fixed in the middle of the year, you're not making a drastic change with the way a receiver catches a ball in the middle of the season. That's an off-season problem. Uh, but yeah, man, I'm excited to see how he looks going forward because he does look really, really good. He clearly has chemistry with Bo. He's open all the time,
Yeah.
but he just has to catch it or get an accurate ball thrown to him. And yeah, we'll see. But again, like there are things you can complain about this Broncos team, but they're 9-2, and situationally, even the offense, even Troy Franklin makes the big plays when they have to be made. He made a couple huge plays, the 3rd and 8 on the touchdown drive, the catch at the end of the game. Huge plays. Pat Bryant has been awesome. Will Lutz, we might be the two biggest Will Lutz haters on the planet, but the dude has been nails ever since missing the kick against Indianapolis. Like straight up, he's been awesome, and you can't even deny
my confidence is getting. I'm not gonna lie. For that 54-yarder, I was honestly like thinking that he could make it. I'm like, he's gonna make this kick. Like there's no way I'm saying this about Will Lutz because I just feel like anything 50 and above, honestly, I was very uncomfortable with. And anything 45 or above in the clutch, I was very uncomfortable.
Yeah,
with him.
Yeah. No, he's been great. Out of all the special teams issues that Denver has had this season, Will Lutz has kind of been the best part of it, which is. Well, I'm happy to say we want him to do good. We're not hating on it because we just don't we want to hate. Like we want him to be good, and he has been. He's been incredible. I don't know. Did he win Special Teams Player of the Week? I don't know if he did.
Yeah, he did. He did.
Okay, because he should have. Because
McMillan didn't win Defensive Player of the Week. I'm like,
I saw Jordan Brooks won it. If Jordan Brooks doesn't if McMillan doesn't win it, fine. But if he doesn't win it, how does Myles Garrett? Myles Garrett had like 5 sacks again.
I know. I know
the hardest quarterback to sack in the NFL, Lamar Jackson, he had 5. Honestly, how do you not get that? I don't understand.
Dude, and I know
that's like the second time that's happened too.
Brooks had 20-something tackles, but he didn't do anything else. And the Commanders just run the ball the whole game. He's gonna get a lot of tackles. I don't know. Whatever. I want him on the Broncos though. I want him on my team.
Oh yeah, he did have 20. He had 20, but he only had 10 that were solo. It's not even like he.
And it's like he had no
tackles for loss,
right?
No quarterback hits. It's not like he was doing anything. That's dumb. That's dumb. But yeah, it should have been McMillan. Yeah, McMillan had an awesome game. He's been great. That was the other reason why I didn't like the Barron picks because you already have a great slot corner in McMillan. But McMillan's a restricted free agent. Someone's going to throw him a lot of money that Denver won't be willing to pay him, especially after drafting Barron and considering how well he's played. There are 2 glaring issues with the Broncos that I think are like actual things that you can complain about and talk about. One is the penalties. Again, still that's another issue similar to the hands of Troy Franklin. That's just something that's not going to get solved in the middle of the year. It's just something that happens. I'm fine. Kansas City had 3 first downs from penalties. Denver had 10 for 147. That is the fact that they continue to win these games by just handing gifting yards, huge chunks of yards to the other team is unbelievable. 10 for 147 is ridiculous. Every penalty is 15 yards. That's crazy. And they still are continuing to win every single time. But yeah, I'm just that was
2 of Kansas City drives was just a pass interference. That was the only reason they had 6 points in the first half. They got another field goal.
Yeah.
And then the only reason that I'm kind of forgetting exactly where that Riley Moss penalty happened late in the game.
I think it was on their touchdown drive. I'm fairly certain it was on their touchdown.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, so dude, that's 10 of their points. 9, I guess, because that got blocked. 9 of their points that came off of 2 penalties, bro. And
the other issue I was going to talk about is, unfortunately, Riley Moss. He's in position every single time. I talked about this after the Chargers game too. He's in position. He plays great coverage. He plays excellent coverage, but he's just so grabby. He was the one who got called for the illegal contact on the Barron pick six, which it was touch like you could call that on a lot of plays. Um, but he has a reputation now. If they see their referees are looking for him because they know he's grabby, he's physical, which is I like that he's physical, but he does it way too often. And he does get I do think he gets targeted a little bit. I think it's very similar to Garrett Bowles in Garrett's first couple of years where he would just get called for every holding penalty no matter what happened, if it was somewhat close. Um, but that's a problem. That is something I do think can be fixed because he's in perfect position every single time without being grabby, and then the second the ball comes to him or the guy changes his route, he just grips on like his life depends on it. He doesn't have to. So we'll see about that. But those are two concerns about Denver that I still have. It's Riley Moss and can he in big moments down the stretch in the playoffs, is he going to be able to, you know, figuratively hang on, but literally not hang on? And how are those penalties going to play? Because the penalties are going to cost Denver a game this season. They have to at some point. You cannot keep going like this without, just having it be fine.
I agree. And that's just, it's scary because that's like, I don't know, that is like a weakness, I guess, on both sides of the ball. And then the penalties in all three phases as well. But like the weakness with, I guess, just the unreliability of the receivers overall. And then the pass interference weakness on Riley Moss. And it's just scary because those, I don't know, that can cost a lot. But everything else is improving.
Like,
hopefully somehow
everything else is improving. It is weird. Like in the NBA, right? If you're a physical defender, the playoffs are great because they allow way more physicality to the contact. In the NFL, it's not like that. They call it the same no matter what. Like maybe the offensive line and defensive line can get away with a little more, but the secondary is called the exact same the entire year. There's no more. There's no. Oh, you can be more physical and it's not gonna get called. So that is definitely concerning. So we'll see. But man, 9-2 into the bye week. You're only getting healthier at this point in the season. The way Denver is right now, like you're only gonna get healthier, which is phenomenal because most teams are not that at this point. If they are healthy, they're gonna get worse. Denver has been banged up the entire season, and they're now starting to get healthy towards the end. You could tell how fresh they look. You could tell how fast they looked. Uh, yeah, man, it's just awesome to see, and they have good problems on defense. I think like the penalties is one thing, but I think the other thing is what are you going to do with Justin Sternad when Singleton comes back? Because you can't just replace the green dot. You're not going to bench the green dot. You're not going to bench the captain. But Sternad has been so freaking. He's been so good that it's hard to keep him off the field, and you can't keep Greenlaw off the field if you paid him all this money and if he's healthy and he is also good. So that's the only other problem that I think Denver has. Well, the run game. I think the run game down the stretch is also going to be an issue. But
true.
Again,
That'll be very fascinating to see like how Harvey does, because I don't know, him running through the tackles so far this year, like maybe outside of that one run against the Cowboys, a lot really haven't popped. It's more been like in the receiving game where he's getting so many of his big plays and touchdowns. I wanted to ask you, are you cheering? You know where I'm going with this question. Who are you cheering for, the Colts or the Chiefs on Sunday? Because there are very big implications for the Broncos in that game, obviously. Because if the Colts lose, the Broncos currently have the 1 seed, but that's only because the Colts have played one less game. And the Broncos have the tiebreaker over the Patriots because of conference record. But if the Colts win, they would obviously move up with the head-to-head tiebreaker against the Broncos. Or do you want them to lose and the Chiefs to win, and then they become 6-5, obviously back big time in the playoff picture, and maybe in line for for a matchup against the Broncos in the playoffs. I don't know.
I think I'm rooting for the Colts because as much as I want the 1 seed, and as much as I think Denver wants the 1 seed, I also I think the division is the first thing you have to worry about, and getting the team that is this has been so dominant against the division, has been so dominant in the division in the AFC over the last 10 years. Getting them to 5-6 with a tough schedule is, I think, more important. Um, because you can't really control the 1 seed. You can't really control. Like that's every single season. It's yeah, you win the games you can win, but it's up to everyone else to lose or other people to do the job to get the 1 seed. The division you can fully control if you just win your division games and you win it. Like you win as many games as you can, you're going to win the division. Unless you're the Vikings last year, but even then, they lost a game against Detroit late in the season. Like I think I'm going for Indianapolis. I think Kansas City's going to win because they're at home and they have never been more desperate to win a game in the Mahomes era. This is the biggest game that they have played outside of the playoffs. So I think they're going to win, but man, I don't because the other thing is the Patriots are also still there. The Patriots have such an easy schedule that they can get the 1 seed just by winning out, and Denver can't do anything about it anyway. So I think having the Colts win, yeah, if Denver's the 2 or the 3 seed and they win their division, I think that's more important for them right now. Obviously, they're still the 1 seed that won the division, but I think they take that. But then even then, like if you're the 1 seed, you're not going to play the Chiefs in the first round anyway.
Yeah,
Maybe
you're
you get them in
not.
the second.
Yeah.
But then like I'm always so worried about buys. I think buys, if you treat them properly and you are a legitimate, like you're a legit team, then you're going to be okay because having that extra week in football is so huge. But also, it's going to take you off of your game. It's gonna take momentum away from you. It happens in baseball literally every single season. It happens in baseball with someone who has a bye, screws up. Um, and in
It,
football, I think it's happened to the Lions last year,
it happened
where
with
you get the 1 seed.
It happened with Oregon college football.
Yeah, yep, happened
Got
with
the
Oregon. Like happened with ASU.
strike.
Like these teams that get buys, like it takes away from you, especially in the first half of these games. So yeah, playing at home versus neutral side is different, but that's tough. That's tough to. I don't know. I will always be rooting against the Chiefs. I think I just have to say, like
Yeah.
I, I can never have myself rooting for the Chiefs or the Chargers or like as a just divisional opponent. I will never root for them.
I
I don't
probably
know.
agree. I mean, you're right. I think I just want this division like just squashed. I think if the Chiefs lose, I don't think the Broncos are going to lose 6 games this year. So,
No.
um, because if they win and then the Broncos, obviously there's still one more matchup and it's in Kansas City, so there's one game that the Chiefs could easily make up, and then the Broncos could lose like a couple other games. So you're right. I think I do want the Colts. I'm looking at the Chargers schedule. I think they're cooked. I know they're 7-3 and like they're 7 and wait, are they 7-3? 7-4, and they've got the Raiders next week, so there should be 8-4. But then they go Eagles, at Chiefs, at Cowboys, who are hard to play, at Dallas,
Oh,
Texans,
geez, that's
who
a
are hard
rough.
to ball against, and then at the Broncos, which is obviously tough.
Oh, dude, Chargers have been dropped out of the playoffs with that schedule. Oh my god.
I know, and
And
obviously
and
they're
it's
dealing.
also again, it's not the Chargers' fault. Like losing both of your tackles and both of your starting running backs in the middle of the year is rough. Especially when both your tackles are all pros. Uh, that's tough. I do kind of feel bad for them. Their injury luck has been horrible. But
Yeah,
yeah,
but Jim Harbaugh's their
and that's
coach,
it.
so
Like
I don't feel
I
bad
also
for
think
them.
Denver, like if you think about it the other way, Denver kind of does control their destiny with the division because you still have a game to play against every single division opponent. And the last game of the year is against the Chargers. And so even if you say you lose at Kansas City, very, very possible. It's a primetime home game in the winter in Kansas. It's very possible they lose that game. You win the Raiders game, and let's say I don't think there's another, and you lose one of their other big games because they have another primetime one.
The Eagles? Did you
Say
say
you
that?
lose one of the Packers or the Jags games.
Oh,
So that will put you at what is that? Win Commanders, you're 10-2, 11-2, 11-3, 12-3, 12-4. You're 12-4 heading in the last game of the year. Best case scenario, Chargers are also 12-4 heading in the last game of the year. You control your destiny for the division at that point.
yeah.
Like if you win, you're in no matter what. So maybe I'm more curious to see what the Broncos players and coaching staff is thinking. Like, do they want the division? Do they just want the Chiefs, or do they not even think the Chiefs are a threat anymore? Because that's kind of what
Yeah.
he's. I don't think Sean Payton really fears the Chiefs or cares about the Chiefs.
Because I think
based on how he talks about
regardless,
them.
you're right. I think regardless, like the Broncos don't lose 5 games, and
Yeah.
the Chiefs are obviously at 5 losses. So like, maybe I don't know. Maybe cheering for the Chiefs to win. The good thing is, it's like it's a win-win situation, honestly.
Yeah.
Because the Chiefs don't gain that much from a win, and you gain honestly quite a bit from a Colts loss, and then the other way around, if the Colts, if the Chiefs lose, they're out, and then I would just love to see them just miss the playoffs. It'd be hilarious.
Yeah.
So either way, it's a good situation, I think.
It is. It definitely is a good situation. I am just worried that Denver is so reliant on these clutch situations. They do have to do their work early. I think the Chiefs game was separate because both teams were kind of the same. Like they're both two good teams who are just bad. Like that was a good game. The Raiders game was ass. The Texans game was ass. Where it's like one good team and one bad team, and the good team is clearly playing down to the opponent's level. This one was, I think, good teams playing at it. So a clutch game is not surprising. But Denver, this is kind of how the Steelers were with Big Ben and Le'Veon Bell and Antonio Brown. Like they would play these great games against the Patriots. They would play these great games against the Ravens. They'd play up to their opponents so much, but they'd also play down to their opponents so often. They'd lose these playoff games. They'd lose these regular season games against these awful teams because they just wouldn't care. And I hope Denver is not in that situation where it's like these bad teams that kind of just try whatever they want, which is very clearly what they did against the Texans or the Titans. It's very clearly what they did against the Raiders, where they were just like, we don't care, like we're gonna win no matter what, like we could kind of just mess around. Because if you look at it, the last two teams that I can remember in recent memory who were so good because they were just in one score games, they won all of them. Last year, the Chiefs, they went what 8-0, 10-0 in one score games or something, make it to the Super Bowl, get crushed, and now they're
11-0, I think. Yeah.
And in danger of losing, they were missing the playoffs. And the Vikings in 2022, they won all those close. Every single game was close, and they all pulled away. And then in the playoffs, you get in a close game and you lose. And so I think Denver, you said it earlier, like 20 minutes ago. Hopefully, this is a blowout game that they can need. It's against a bad team. It's on the road. Just play 4 complete quarters and pull away, so you're not worried about it in the fourth quarter. And I think that'll go a long way as well. Even though it's against a bad team, pulling away early is gonna do a lot. They only had 2 games like that this whole season. It's the Bengals and the Cowboys. So
it's so funny how the Raiders, one of their 2 wins is against the Patriots. Just at New England.
Just so funny. I was kind of scared when that game happened. I'm like, oh damn, maybe they are. Because I was low on the Patriots, but I was lower on the on the Raiders. I was like, oh, maybe.
No, I was lower on the Patriots than. I know people were like, "Oh, the Patriots are such a surprise" or whatever, but I was considering. I think it was like 9.5 wins was their line. I was like, "Oh, I think they'll go under," and that's just been so wrong. But when the Raiders beat them, I was like, "I'm correct. I'm right."
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, we'll see what happens with the Patriots. I think the Patriots are more fraudulent than the Colts. but I would trust the Colts in the playoffs more because the Colts rely so much on the run game, and that's what's going to win you games. Like we've seen every single year, we see it win you games when you can run the ball effectively in the playoffs. But Patriots have such a cupcake schedule this
Dude,
season.
this whole schedule
Unbelievable.
is unbelievably easy.
It's actually ridiculous.
They play at the Bills is like a good, like very good opponent.
Yeah,
Buccaneers, and that's it. And then
yeah,
Bills and Ravens, and that's it.
yeah. Like at like home against the Raiders, and it's a loss. First game of the year, fine, whatever. And at Miami, okay. Steelers lost. Panthers blown out. At Bills, good win. Saints, okay. Titans, okay. Browns, all right. Falcons, okay. Jets, all right. Like they have two good wins. Buccaneers and Bills. And to their credit, both of those are on the road. So like that's good. But also the Buccaneers are so banged up. They're so banged up at this point in the year. Like everybody is injured for them. On the offensive line, like everyone is dropping like flies. That Bills win is legit on the road.
I will say
So
they are blowing out the teams low key. Like they destroyed the
yeah,
Panthers, they destroyed the
yeah,
Titans, destroyed the Browns, destroyed the Jets. I mean, it does feel like I don't know, but it's just like you just don't know. Like I don't know really until
yeah.
at Ravens, because like the Bills at home. I mean it's a good win. I know, but I mean the Bills defense is. I mean it's just I don't know.
Yeah.
But the Ravens are playing really well on defense. I think that game will tell a lot. I mean, that game really could be huge because it could like determine like the AFC North and if the
Yeah.
Patriots get the 1 seed.
And depending on if they win that Bills game, and the Bills could still be in the division
Yeah,
if
yeah.
the Bills win. Like that's a huge that's a huge game. It's cool, man. I like that we're in this 20 era football. The Broncos, Colts, Steelers, and Patriots are at the top of their divisions. That's how football is meant to be.
Facts.
It's how it should be. Yeah, it's fun. It's crazy. Like now, the Broncos are like a legit playoff team. Like I can be confident and say they're gonna make the playoffs no matter what, which is unbelievable. It'd be most monumental collapse in like NFL history if they didn't make this. Well, what a draft class for the Patriots. I'm just looking at this. First off, shout out ESPN for having draft picks on the team's main page. That's cool. And the first three picks are awesome. Will Campbell, Trayvon Henderson, Kyle Williams.
I know. Dude, Henderson and Williams, they like didn't both of them had those. Wait, was Williams that big catch? Was that against the Jets or was that?
I think it was against Tampa.
Yeah, it might have been Tampa,
I think.
but it's been like such explosive plays by those two recently.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, how I wish Denver took Henderson. I like Harvey, and I think he'll get it going on the ground. Like he just doesn't have the reps to be like comfortable running the ball. But he was so good in college, even running between the tackles.
I
Like they
know.
took him because he was such a good runner. He actually wasn't that good of a receiving threat, so it's kind of funny the fact that he's been so good out of the
He's
backfield.
not as like just like explosive as I thought. I
Yeah,
guess just not as like
yeah.
fast or agile. I guess, but
He doesn't break. I mean, it is the NFL compared to college. Like breaking tackles is different, way different than what it is at those two leagues. But we'll see. I mean, he's gonna have some easy uh, defenses to play against. I mean, there's no reason for you to look at see what the Broncos like Commanders, Raiders. You have to be good against them. Jaguars defense isn't that good. And we'll see what even happens with the Chargers. Denver's even playing for something on the Chargers game. Like it doesn't even matter. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm excited, man. This is the best I felt about the Broncos in legitimately 10 years.
For real.
10 full years it's been this way
Wild.
since I felt this way about the Broncos. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see. Hey, last time Denver was 9-2. The Super Bowl was held in Santa Clara. They were fighting for the 1 seed with the New England Patriots. It's all lining up. It's all lining up.
Man,
We'll
if we
see.
can get like 2 playoff games at home, that'd be tough.
And that's the other thing, man. Denver is a place to be feared to play
I
in now.
know.
Like
That's what like people are saying recently, like former players, and that Chiefs game really, like Sean Payton said that Chiefs game was like the first time that he really thought the fans were loud, like in his 10 years since he's been there. Like real loud is what he said, and like that's just, it probably hasn't felt that way. I wasn't at the game, but it probably hasn't felt that way since like 2015, honestly.
Yeah, since the
2016
AFC
and
Championship.
maybe at some point. Yeah.
The AFC Championship game, I would assume, is the last time it was that loud. Yeah, like 11 straight games. Last time they lost was against the Chargers last year, and they just haven't looked back. And they've won these home games convincingly, man. So it's a great sign. It's a great sign.
Except for
Yeah,
the
we'll see.
Giants game.
Yeah, the Giants. Yeah, I guess technically the Raiders games.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean Titans game, like I was never scared. Bengals game, blowout. Cowboys, blowout. Like they're doing it. They're doing it properly. And against the Chiefs, like all 4 quarters, you dominate them. You not dominate them, but you play them even, and you
Right.
come away at the end. But yeah, we will see. The run game is something I'm worried about, but that is, I think they'll be able to figure something out. I think getting Mims back healthy, we'll see him in the backfield as well a lot, like they used last year. Maybe they sign someone off a practice squad here, more of like a bruiser. Uh, so we'll see
Yeah.
what's Latavius Murray up to. Maybe give him a call.
Brandon Cooks.
Nice. I saw people calling for us to sign him. Like, dude, he's not better than anyone else.
I know. Like
Chill out.
he's like Mims, but probably a little worse.
Way worse.
Yeah,
Way worse.
way worse. Yeah.
Yeah, the team is what it is now, unfortunately. I wanted them to go get Waddle so bad. I don't think a first round pick would have been a bad price to pay for him, but
Especially
I'm
like
sure they
this
wanted a
year,
first round pick
like,
plus a player. But even then, I
especially
think the
this
way
year's,
that the team,
we're picking in the 30s this year. Like,
yeah, and you would think you're gonna be able to keep a good team here for a while. Like you're not expecting that first round pick to be anything crazy high value. So
yeah.
we will see. We will see. Do you want to talk about the Nuggets for a bit? I know it's been going on a bit, but
I mean, I guess like they've just been, I don't know. I was at the Bulls game, unfortunately, like their first home loss. Well, that was kind of annoying. And then, I don't know, the Pelicans game was like, they won, but didn't start out great, didn't end great. Obviously, you're dealing with all these injuries, but I mean, overall, I can't really complain. I don't think they're like a top
Cam
2
Johnson
NBA
seems
team without doubt.
they're talking like everything. Yeah. But I said Cam Johnson has looked better the last 2 games at least. 14, 3 and 5 today, 6 away from the field. It's good. The plus minuses are hilarious. They all should be like plus 20, but the end of the game just screwed it all up.
I know.
Peyton Watson having his breakout game of the year is good. 32 and 12. The rebounding was good. 5 threes is good. Murray kind of sucked. Jonas. I guess you can talk about Jonas. Like just
Dude,
having a center.
those 2 shots at the end were clutch as hell. Those mid-range ones.
Yeah, then just having someone you can throw the ball to for a bucket against undersized teams is just so huge. This Chicago game was like the only one where it was like, dude, like he didn't look good because they played so fast. But you're not gonna play a lot of teams like that. You're definitely not gonna play teams like that in the playoffs. Like, I mean, he had 14 and 7 in 16 minutes. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And you're just gonna out rebound everyone when he's on the floor. Yeah, he's been an awesome addition.
Cam
Bruce and Tim
Johnson
Hardaway have also been good.
back to back good games from Cam.
Yeah, yeah, back to good games. I'm confident now when he goes up to shoot a three. He just seems more
Yeah,
confident when he's doing it.
yeah, for sure. Spencer
He
Jones,
looks
man,
good.
he has turned around 2 games. This Pelicans game, he just turned around, and then there's one other game that I'm forgetting.
It was the Clippers one, dude.
That's
like,
what I was. Yeah, I remember
he
that.
shut down James Harden. Like James Harden
Yeah.
couldn't do anything. He's really good against these teams that have wings and like point of attack. Like the Bulls game was weird just because everyone was scoring. Like he didn't really have an impact defensively because everyone was doing everything. There wasn't like one guy who was penetrating and driving and kicking. But in this one, I mean, he shut off everybody. I mean, his defense is so good. Denver has a roster spot open. So they don't I've seen all these people it's like, oh, just cut or trade Hunter Tyson and sign Spencer Jones. They don't even need to do that. They can sign Spencer Jones to the roster right now if they want to, but they're probably just gonna let him play out the two-way deal with whatever games that he has and then just sign him for as cheap as they can for the rest of the season rather than pay him as much as they can now. Um, but he's good, man, and Denver does not have a defender like him with his physicality. I think Aaron Gordon, when he first got here, was that level, but obviously with age and injuries and just the wear and tear on his legs, he's gone down. Man, I like Spencer Jones. And he's a shooter. Like I know in the NBA it hasn't came up that much, but he's the all-time leader for Stanford in threes made. In the G
I
League
know.
last year, on like 8 attempts a game, he shot 50% from three. Like he can shoot the ball. I know it looks disgusting when it comes out of his hands.
He drains them. Yeah, he made one
But
against Bulls, I think. Or
yeah, like he's a
yeah,
good shooter. Like he
yeah.
has shots. They're just hard to come by, and it has to come quicker in the NBA than in those two levels. But he's a guy who can help in the playoffs, man. And that's crazy. Like another depth guy. You do have to give credit to Calvin Booth for this, right? Because he was on the team last year. That's a Calvin guy. That's not a Ben
Sure,
Tenzer or John Wallace guy. That's a Calvin
sure.
guy. But again, just depth, being able to have that, a two-way guy being able to legit contribute is huge.
This
Yeah, I
Rockets
like it.
game would be really interesting because it's probably the toughest game of the season. I
Yeah,
mean, the Rockets have been playing really well on the offensive
they're
side of the
good.
ball as well, which
I mean,
is
they're
kind of
10-3.
I know. And offensively, they're better than I expected, honestly, with Fred VanVleet out.
Yeah,
We'll see how it is in the playoffs. I mean, they ran into the issue of just like obviously not having any scores, and now they got Kevin Durant, but outside of that, Şengün
it's
is
the
I mean, Şengün's been
creation. Yeah,
amazing. Them two together have been a great duo, like just passing each working with each other on the court. And dude, it just kind of makes me annoyed a little bit seeing that that duo have such success because I know like why didn't Durant want to go to the Nuggets or like why can't a superstar want to go play with Jokic? Because if a superstar, a true superstar play with Jokic, that would be like the best duo of all time because I think he just would work so perfectly with LeBron. He would work. Curry and Jokic would be obviously the best offensive duo of all time. And then like just a true superstar. And you're seeing it right now, I guess, with Durant and Şengün, and it would just be such another level if they were.
Yeah, be another level. And Durant is, I think, the greatest superstar in history when it comes to adapting to everyone else's play styles. He's played with so many players. With Russ, he was an MVP. Russ was all NBA. With Curry, who win championships, both of them average 30 a game. Then with Kyrie and James Harden and the Nets, they look incredible together. Then with Booker and Chris Paul, like all these different styles, all these different ways to play basketball, he comes out and he does the exact same thing every single time. And I can't imagine what it would look like with Jokic. And he loves Jokic. He's praised Jokic every single step of the way. I legitimately think it's because it's Denver. I don't think he wants to live in Denver. At this stage of his career, I think he's earned the right to be able to kind of choose where he wants to work and be employed. So I respect it, but yeah, I just think it's the fact that Denver's not like a huge city and a huge market to be in. The only reason he was considering Minnesota is because him and Anthony Edwards are really, really close. And I know him and Peyton Watson are close, but if he was, I think Peyton Watson would have had to been part of the trade for him to go over. So I don't even think they
Yeah.
would have played together.
And Peyton would probably have to put up like 10 of these types of games like in a row for Kevin Durant to like, all
Yeah.
right, come over and play with.
Yeah, man, the Rockets, I'm looking at their stats. Şengün, 23, 10, and 7. KD, 25. Amen Thompson's at 17, 6, and 5. Reed Shepherd's been way better than I thought. Immediately having the reins of the offense handed to him, 12 and 3. Jabari Smith has been really good, 14 and 6. Tari Eason's shooting, what is he shooting from three? He's at 51% from three on 5 attempts a game. He's been really good. You always know what Steven Adams brings you. Like, they're good. They're a legit team, and I'm going to be excited. That's on the road. And that's another team. Denver, even today, they struggled because New Orleans just hustles a lot.
Yeah.
And they struggle against teams that do that. It was their issue last year as well. I think they just have more talent to be able to handle it this season, and they have a couple guys like that now, especially with Spencer Jones playing. But with Bruce, like you can afford it. But those teams that hustle, and Denver's not a particularly athletic team, so teams that are physical and hustle and die for everything and play fast, it's not easy for them. So we'll see how that goes. I'm excited for that, man. That two center lineup is going to play. I wouldn't be surprised if it starts, if Steven Adams and Şengün start. With no Christian Brown, defense is going to be an issue, trying to guard point of attack. We'll see, man. That's going to be a fun game. That's going to be a really fun game. But man, we haven't even. I wanted to talk about Aaron Gordon just for a second. This episode's way too long already. But Aaron Gordon. DNVR talks about this a lot. Adam Monas has talked about this a decent amount. I still think of Aaron Gordon as like this uber athletic, explosive guy who's gonna dunk on everybody. But he's just such a different player this season. I think he kind of was still that last year, but the injuries just you couldn't really see it. But he's like a legit like on ball scoring wing now, and it's weird. Like he's not in the paint that often. Like he's shooting catch and shoot off the dribble threes, and he's isoing, and he's taking mid range pull ups, and he's playing with his back to the basket so much more. It's like it's so weird. But
that's more like a savant offensively. Like
it's what
he's just more of like a savant, like offensively.
Yeah,
like
he plays so much smarter.
Yeah.
And you always knew that he could handle and like create for himself and be a playmaker, but I did not think he'd be able to shoot at this level. This is unbelievable how good of a shooter he is right now. Like it doesn't make any sense.
Dude, he's still at 45%. Like, damn, bro. I didn't realize. Like, I'm seeing just his recent games: 60%, 50%, 66% from three. I thought he kind of like, I don't know, tapered off a little bit. 45% is crazy. He's almost
like he's a legit. I was like last year. You could see the form improved. You could see that like he was an improved shooter. But I was like 45% from three last year. That's kind of ridiculous. But it's real. Like that's a real shooting lead that he took, which is unbelievable for someone of his.
Do you see his free throw percentage?
It's like 90% or something, right?
Yeah.
That's unreal.
I remember never thinking he would like make both free throws at the line.
Yeah. Like when the first 2 years that he was here, when he would go to the line, it's like, oh my God, it's about to be the worst bricks you've ever seen in your life. When he made it, it was like, wow, congrats, Aaron. Now when he misses, I'm like, dang, what?
I know.
It's unbelievable. I did not ever anticipate Aaron Gordon being this good of a shooter. Because I think he's still at the same level of player he was when Denver won the championship, but it's in a completely different fashion. And that's like, for that evolution to happen this quickly is ridiculous.
He has drawn out his career for sure. Like
Oh man. Yeah, he's gonna play for another 10 years at this rate.
I know. I know.
Like, this good of a shooter and this smart and this good of a ball handler, like he could just be like Joe Ingles the rest of his career. Like he could age like Joe Ingles. And that's unreal. Like I just never thought that he was ever gonna get to this level.
He's like a mini Brooke Lopez.
Yeah. His complete career evolution.
Yeah.
And it's awesome, man. It also shows no one is ever a bad shooter. If Aaron Gordon can do this, all you have to do is
Work on it.
just take thousands of shots in the offseason. You can become a good shooter because yeah, like Zeke Naji. Come on, dude. Like you please. You have to figure it out, man.
I know. Why does he not work with Aaron in the offseason? Like why doesn't he get in the gym with him, dude?
I don't know, man. I have no idea. I have no idea. Zeke Naji's actually the opposite of Aaron Gordon. An absolute
Yeah,
elite shooter who changes his form and just becomes the worst shooter you've ever seen. It's like, what? How does that happen?
dude, I remember his rookie year, his second year, like being like so confident he's gonna drain every single three. Like, oh my, that's a bucket. Remember that game? They were wearing like the red jerseys. I feel like against the Suns, and he was just like banging threes.
He's making that game against the Knicks in the Garden.
Yeah,
At like 25. I was like, yes,
yeah.
dude, we found it. Our backup center of the future. Look at him. Look at him go. Oh man. So funny. Maybe Zeke had to sacrifice his power so Aaron
True,
Gordon could
true.
be a good shooter.
That's
Aaron
very
Gordon
true.
monstered his own teammate. Maybe that's what it was. I don't know. Yeah, man, shout out Aaron Gordon. I think just as a Nuggets fan, it's obviously cool to see, but as a basketball fan, I think if you want to just nerd out over somebody, you have to nerd out over Aaron Gordon. He's just completely changed the way he plays. You can still see the burst and the old Aaron Gordon, the dunking on everybody, Aaron Gordon, but he's just a completely different player in an awesome way. So
Yeah.
good to hear. Good to hear. We'll see what lies in this Nuggets Rockets game. Um, it's fun. Normally when they play on Fridays, I can't watch the whole game. I miss like the last 5 minutes of the fourth quarter because our 10 o'clock show is on and I have to go
Yeah.
on. But this is at 7:30, so it should end by the time our 10 o'clock show starts. So
Nice.
we'll see what happens. I'm excited. I'm excited.
Yep.
It's the best time of my life to be a Denver sports fan. So, like, legitimately.
It really. And dude, Brennan Bernardino, it's a good trade. It's a good trade.
Good trade.
The Rockies.
Money balling it up. The Rockies are doing
It's really looking up.
really good. Sterling Thompson's gonna be on the 40 million next year. It's all looking up. It's all looking up. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I think that's all. It's a lot to say in one episode, but I think we got it all out.
Yeah.
Alrighty, time to move my apartment around, make it look different. My parents are coming this weekend. My apartment looks the exact same from when they moved me in. We gotta make it look a little different so they
That's
don't think I'm doing nothing.
All right. Well, good luck with that.
All right. Thanks for watching, y'all. Peace.